Things you may not know about the fearful avoidant. If you don't know what a fearful avoidant is, go back and look at some of my other TikToks. There's a lot you've got to catch up on. Leslie Wells, connection coach here. I help individuals who are trying to work on their relationships so they can show up better in their relationships or be able to help their partner show up better by looking at things through an attachment lens. And the people I work with are working on themselves. They know that they can't change their partner, but we can still find ways for them to show up better and understand their partner better so that their relationship dynamics change. So, interesting things about the fearful avoidant that you may not be aware of. First of all, they are very fast processors. So, whereas your avoidants tend to really be slow processors, especially your dismissive avoidant, they can usually only think of one thing at a time and they're very slow to process. They need a lot of space and time. The FAs can really process super fast, like on the fly. They are also over intellectualizers. In fact, when it comes to their healing journey, a lot of times they will get so wrapped up in learning that they actually don't take action. They just over intellectualize everything. They are super, super analytical and they really draw deep meaning from everything. And because they are hyper vigilant, this means that they can take all of the tones, cues, all of the behaviors of their partner and draw deeper meaning. And sometimes that meaning is accurate and sometimes it's way off. But they can self-reflect or hear something from somebody else and really break it down and understand it at a deep level very, very quickly. They also will be quick to threaten to leave during a fight. So if there's a conflict and they are really feeling an extreme amount of pain and desperation because they feel like they're being abandoned or maybe they're being unheard or unseen and no one's trying to really empathize, understand, and validate them, they can become extremely dysregulated and extremely upset and feel betrayed in that moment. And so they will threaten to leave or divorce. And typically this is a protest behavior. They do not truly want to leave or divorce. They really are the type of attachment style that wants to lean in, but they're also afraid of leaning in because they're terrified of getting hurt, betrayed, disappointed, let down. And so when they are in a deep amount of pain, they will say ugly things to hurt you back so you feel the same level of pain that they do. So it's a level playing field. And subconsciously, they believe if you can feel their pain, then you will understand them so deeply that you'll quit doing that thing that's hurting them. But they will threaten to leave. They will threaten to end the relationship. They do not want to. This is a protest behavior to get you to lean in and to get you to kind of snap out of it and come fix the problem and lean into them and make them feel better and reassure them. They will test your boundaries. They are not good at respecting other people's boundaries. They will literally move the goalpost to try to test you subconsciously to see if you are truly a trustworthy and safe person for them. They do this subconsciously as a way to protect themselves, to sort of gauge whether or not you are somebody who is safe for them because they've experienced in their early years with their caregivers and probably other relationships that people in love are not safe. Your fearful avoidant is really looking for like a ride or die. They want somebody that is going to be with them in the really big, highly reactional, emotional things that they go through. They want to know that you are there for it, that you will see them at their worst when they are just a hot mess, overreacting, not showing up well, and that you will be a calm, stoic rock for them. That no matter what kind of ugly behavior you throw their way, that you can bring them in for a hug, calm them down, and let them know that everything's going to be okay. They really, truly are looking for a ride or die. They're looking for someone that they can know intimately, know everything about, and fully accept them. And they also want the same. They want you to deeply understand them, see them for the unique human being that they are, know them better than anyone else. Like they are looking for someone who can connect souls with them and still accept them and love them through it all. And because they are fighters, they are like super loyal. So if someone messes with you or tries to hurt you or steps on you, like they will go to war for you, they will go to bat for you, they will fight for you, and they're not afraid to because they really go into that fight response quickly. And because they so desperately want to know you so deeply and they're so hyper vigilant and they're always taking data of all the things that make you you, the shifts in behavior and mood and expressions and all the different things, they sometimes will know their partner better than their partner knows themselves. As a former fearful avoidant, I can tell you that I was a former fearful avoidant leaning anxious, my partner fearful avoidant leaning avoidant, but I could tell you things about him that he didn't even know about him and piece together things. I have people in my family that I can tell you without even speaking to them regularly whether or not they're about to go into a slippery slope and start making bad decisions and bad judgment calls because I'm so attuned to what's going on with the people around me. I learned at a very young age to really manage the emotions around me of other people And so I am hyper attuned to that even before people are aware that they are going through something or they are struggling. It's really ridiculous the amount of intuition and discernment that FAs can have. Another thing FAs do is they catastrophize. So they always jump to worst case scenario, and this again is a subconscious way to keep them safe. If you are always expecting the worst to happen, then when it happens, you're better prepared and it's not such, you're not blindsided by it. And because that's something that they typically have dealt with in the past, as being blindsided by some sort of betrayal or somebody letting them down, it's really sort of a defense mechanism that they just happen to do. It's not a good thing. And the other thing that they will do in relation to that is they will assign ill intent to their partner. So if their partner makes a mistake or doesn't show up well or isn't having their best day or shows up snappy or short, or maybe their actions don't perfectly align with their words, instead of like giving them grace and giving them a little bit of slack, FAs tend to take that as like a micro betrayal or a big betrayal, and they really will assume that the partner is doing that to intentionally hurt them, and they will assume the worst of their partner. They will look at them through a negative lens, and this again is just something that they've developed to keep themselves safe, but it's really bad for the partner. Another strange things that we FAs will do is we will do things to bring up our feelings. So a lot of times this can be music. For me particularly, it's not even so much the songs as it's actually like looking at the lyrics. Like I will literally go back and look up lyrics and then play a song to bring up an emotion, to sit in it. And so a lot of times FAs will do this with sadness, anger. They'll do this to revisit things in their past. I think a lot of times our nervous system will let us know that we haven't fully processed something. And so going back and doing that, it could be even like poems or letters or cards or something that you wrote to someone, or maybe a gift someone gave you that you go back through your box of memorabilia and you sit in that. But we kind of know when there's something that's left unprocessed that will come up for us, and we will find a way to bring it up and sit in it and actually process those feelings. The only thing that I would caution for an FA is process those feelings, give yourself time to let it go through your body, reframe it the way that you need to, and then move on, because FAs can be really bad about ruminating and getting stuck in it. So the last thing you want to do is put on a song or pull out an old memory book and then get stuck in hours just ruminating about things that you can't change or you can't fix. So it's really important to like move past it, but that's something else that FAs will do. If you're an FA and you can relate to any of this, put relatable in the comments.